Welcome to this Prehistoric Settlement game tutorial. In this tutorial, we will see the In the Beginning scenario being played by me and my son, Zachary. Before the game can begin, all the pieces required to play the game need to be placed to the side of the game table. To start with, we can see the players have set up their 4 starting characters in each of their respective corners. They have positioned their starting characters the correct starting distance for this scenario. The players then need to generate their wild food areas, flint mines and deer.
2.
So your deer are placed here as a herd.
3.
A 1 for the flint mine. Once all of the game world has been generated, then the game can begin. At the start of every turn, each player draws a skull from the event bag. This is to determine which type of random event will happen that turn. The players then need to check the relevant sections in the rulebook to see what type of animal appearance, what type of discovery, or what type of natural event has occurred that turn. A roll of 5, so the woolly mammoths, here or no resources were able to be collected this turn, as none of the characters were in a position to do so. After collecting resources, the next part of the game turn is to create people and construct any buildings.
I'm gonna buy a tent and my builder's gonna build it and I'm gonna pay 25 to the bank.
As this is the first turn, both players opt to construct a tent each. Shall I get my builder to build a tent? This will then allow them to create people the following turn. So none of the animals are activated this turn because they are outside the activation distance. So we move on to human movement.
I'm gonna move my people towards the mammoths.
As no animals were activated this turn, the players can move any or all of their characters up to the maximum move distance and allowing for any terrain modifiers. My movement is to move my forager towards the wild food area, and my chief clubman will be moving towards attacking the deer. The players are already on to turn 2 and about to choose another random event.
I've discovered fire. And now I'm gonna put it in my discovery marker.
A tribe have discovered fire. Both players are now advancing through the discovery table. No resources could be collected this turn, so the players began creating characters and constructing buildings.
I'm gonna pay 25 food to the bank and I'm gonna create a flint miner. I'm gonna create a food store.
So I'm going to create another forager and pay 25 food to the bank. Once their characters had been created and their buildings had been constructed, the next thing for the players to do was to see if any animals had been activated.
people have activated the deer. The animals are going to move 18 inches south.
So my hunting party are going to try and sneak up on these deer. They need a 4, 5 or a 6 to see if they can do it.
And he got a 2.
The animals are starting. Which way would the animals move? So the deer have been startled, and we now need to see which direction they're going to move in.
If they head east, then we'll lose them.
If we roll at 4, which means they move to the centre of the table. So they're going to move to the centre of the table, which is about there, isn't it? That's the end of turn 2. Turn 3 starts with the players choosing their random events. You've made a discovery, Zach.
Yay!
You have discovered pottery.
This is my pottery marker, and I'm going to put it in my discovery marker.
Picking a random event. And it's an animal appearance. 1. So the woolly rhino is over here. No resources could be collected this turn, so the players began creating characters and constructing buildings.
I'm going to pay 25 food to the bank to create a forager.
I am paying 25 food to the bank and creating a flint mine. The next thing for the players to do was to see if any animals had been activated. So on my side, the deer are activated by my forager.
But which way are they?
On Zachary's side, none of the animals are activated. They move directly away from the nearest threat unless that will take them off the table. So they will move 18 inches.
And they are out.
They would leave the table. So
which is the nearest
if the move
threat?
would do that, then they move the animal to the centre of the table instead. So they move over here with the other deer. Both players move their characters.
I want to sneak up on the deer.
What about your foragers, Zach, and your miners? Where are they going?
They are gonna. My forager is going to near to the berry bush.
Okay, so move her to where she's going. Yeah, and your other forager? Is she coming over here?
No, she can only just reach.
You can only have one forager per berry bush.
Okay, she'll move
towards that one, yeah. And your miner?
My miner is going to go with the forager.
Okay, and your other people, where are they going to go?
My chieftain and the other crew, even my builder, is going to head to kill over to the deer.
Okay. What I suggest you do, because the builder and the forager won't be able to sneak up. So
my builder will just stay.
So we should move them out of range for now, while your people sneak up. So my movement is to move my forager to the wild food area in there. My other forager is going to head in that direction. My miner is going to head towards the flint mine. They are going to go over there because we need to get to the flint mine. With turn 3 concluded, turn 4 starts with random events. Pick a random event, Zach. A black! You've made another discovery!
I've discovered domestication of animals.
As you've discovered all 3 of the discoveries for the in the beginning scenario, the only thing you need left to do, Zach, is to build a spin.
Yep.
Then you'll be the winner. So to pick a random event for my tribe, I have discovered pottery. So I shall place my pottery marker inside my discovery tracker. Player 2 can collect resources this turn. This turn, as my forager is next to the wild food area, I can collect 25 food. Have any of the player's characters activated any of the animals this turn? The woolly rhinos, good. The deer are activated by my people. Your people are going to try and sneak up, but that won't matter if mine activate them. And your people there activate the mammoths. Breeze, forager and flint miner have activated the woolly mammoths.
And I'm gonna roll. And I've rolled a 6.
Which means they move south.
So the mammoths are gonna move 14, the grown-up mammoths are gonna move 14 metres and the
baby moves 11.
And the baby moves 11.
So Zachary's hunting party are trying to sneak up on the deer. If you roll a dice, Zach, to see if they would have been successful, you need to get a 4, 5 or a 6. So they weren't successful. The deer know that they're there. The deer
are already staring at me.
The deer are already activated by my people. So we need to roll a dice to see which way the deer will move. The deer move 5, which means they move west, and they move 18 inches west. But the whole party is not off, is it? So I think they make it to the edge of the table.
Don't put it too close, they might fall off.
So we'll have them like that, okay?
Yeah, so but Daddy, my people might scare them. I'm gonna move my flint miner to the flint, and I'm gonna move my forager towards the berry bush. And my chieftain and clubman is gonna come and meet Daddy over to be friend or maybe foe. And these two, and my builder is gonna stay protected over here with them. And my forager is going to go over close.
Oh, nearly, not quite.
To the berry bush.
So I am going to move my people to within range of Zach's to see if we're friends or foe. I'm going to move my forager next to the wild food area, and I'm going to move my flint miner a little bit nearer the flint mine, without hopefully activating the saber-toothed tiger. As the player's characters have come into contact with each other for the first time, they need to see if their tribes will be friends or foes. Are we going to be friend or foe? So place your chosen card in the centre of the table. Now our tribes are both friends, they will be able to cooperate with each other.
And it will be easier to take down Sabertooth.
Turn 5 starts with random events.
What am I going to get?
And an event. Another discovery.
I have discovered religion, and now I'm going to put it in my discovery marker. As I have discovered religion, a shaman just appeared in my village.
Player 2 has drawn a red skull. A natural event has occurred. So we rolled a 10, which means we get an earthquake happens. So the global placement roll for the earthquake is a 6, which means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which means the skull marker happens near the saber-toothed tiger.
Next to it, right onto it.
So there's been an earthquake. So the earthquake has happened here, which means we need to roll 1d6 for every character, plant and animal and building that is within 12 inches of that spot. If we roll a 1, they will perish or be destroyed. So if you roll 3 dice, Zach, because these 3 deer are within 12 inches of the centre of the earthquake.
5, 4 and 3.
So they all survive as they only die on a 1. So if you roll it 3 dice again for the woolly mammoths.
1, 3 and 4.
So the baby woolly mammoth has died. If you roll a dice for the saber-toothed tiger, just 1 dice.
I hope it dies. 6.
It survives. And then I shall roll a dice for my flint miner.
No, 3 dice for your lady
And
flint
1
miner.
for the forager. And another
One
dice
for
for this
the
forager
buns,
over
and
here.
Daddy, 1 for the berry plant.
And 1 for the berry plant. Everything survives except the baby mammoth. Both players have now got characters correctly positioned to enable them to collect resources this turn. Your characters are now able to collect food and flint. You get 25 food and 25 flint. So I'm unable to collect flint this turn because he hasn't made it to the flint mine. But I can collect 25 food for each of these 2 foragers. So take 50 food from the bank. Now, players can create any characters or construct any buildings if they are able to do so.
I am going to create a spearman which costs 25 flint and 25 food. And now I have created him.
Which animals will be activated this turn? And which direction will they move in? As the deer are within 10 inches of your people's app, they are now activated. So roll 1 dice to see what way they go.
6. Did I roll the 6?
Okay, that means they go south. So they're going to go 18 inches south.
And they
Which
are
means they're
off
going to
the
be in the
table.
corner. Now they're going to be in the corner of the table. So, the other animal that's activated is the saber-toothed tiger, as he's
Which is going to attack.
within 10 inches of my flint miner, unfortunately.
And he's going to kill him.
He will attack the nearest threat.
But you would need to roll if he attacks. If he attacks.
He attacks. He will attack the nearest threat. Because the flint miner came within the activation distance of the Smilodon will attack.
But now I am going to move my shaven 9 inches.
And your forager, so.
And my forager is going to move to the berry bush. But now...
Now you're going to move your chieftain and your clubman?
Yep.
Where are they going?
My chieftain is going to come and help take down...
Take down the saber-tooth. And for my movement, I shall do the same. I'm going to move my people up there.
To try and take down the saber-tooth.
Well, we're going to try, aren't we?
we?
We're going to try. The players have decided to move their characters to come to the aid of the flint miner who is being attacked. But animals attack first. So I'm going to roll for the saber-tooth, whose original target was my flint miner. He needs a 4 or less.
And he's killed him.
He's killed my flint miner.
Now we just need to attack one more person.
Yeah, he gets 2
So, Daddy,
attacks. So
one thing I quickly need to look, I think your chieftain is the nearest target.
well, he will randomise who he attacks. Okay? So we can't evenly divide that on a d6. So it becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, and then re-roll if we get a 5 or 6. So we re-roll. It will attack this guy, your clubman. It now needs to get a 4 or less, and misses. So seeing as we've resolved the Smilodon attacks, it's now time, Zach, for your chieftain and your clubman to try and attack it back. So for your chieftain to hit, you need to get a 4 or less. So roll 1 dice. 1 dice. Chieftain misses.
Now
You need a 2 or less for the clubman. He hits. He causes a wound.
number 3.
That's 1 wound. You want a 1 wound sticker on the saber tooth. Now it's time for my clubman to attack. He needs a 2 or less. And misses.
Chieftain.
Chieftain, 4 or less. Hits. So we've caused 2 wounds now on the saber tooth.
You need to take the 1 off.
Replace it with a 2.
So he only has 1 life left.
He's got 2 lives left because he takes 4 wounds, doesn't he?
And now I have won the game.
Player 1 is the winner of the game, as he has completed all of the scenario's objectives.
And you
And I have won.
you've completed the scenario objectives. Well done.